Hey guys, Kaiju here. Today we're going to be doing a Kaiju review. And of course, if you've seen the thumbnail and title, you know it's a very recent Playmates figure that just got released. The Playmates Monarch Legacy of Monsters Vark. After adjusting the camera to get this guy more in frame, I'm just going to start right off with the detail on this one. There's quite a few things to talk about, and it's mainly in the details section, and it regards to the quality of the figure. There's a few things that are a little bit wrong quality-wise with it that I'll get into, but I'll start off with some positives. For one thing, there is a nice white shading that goes on the most of the back. You can see it kind of start in the neck, and it runs till right about here. I also like the overall coloration they chose for it. It's not a one-to-one to the show, but overall it looks pretty good. They also painted in the claws. They're all black, but if I make the Titan face forward, you will start to see a few problems. Again, I'll start off with some compliments. I do like how they tipped all of these tendrils here with blue highlights. It does look pretty good, but man, there is no ignoring that mouth. The teeth look really derpy, and it doesn't help that the head is also really small, so the teeth being like these big old bricks, it just doesn't look very aesthetically pleasing. It's by far the biggest eyesore the figure has, and probably the worst thing about it. The head overall doesn't look too bad, it's just the mouth. I don't know what they were thinking whenever they decided this was good enough. Also, kind of a weird thing to end off detail. The tail on this guy is weirdly short. I actually went back and rewatched Monarch Legacy of Monsters just to make sure. The tail of this guy is not supposed to be this short. It is actually very long and almost S-shaped and can definitely touch the ground, so why they went with a shorter tail, I don't know. But that is my main complaints about this figure. It mostly just has to do with detail. Once we get into articulation, it gets a little bit better. The head right up here can swivel, so you can get them to kind of look up like this. There isn't really much up and down though, and side to side is non-existent. There's basically none. Moving on to the arms and legs, they can all move at the elbow and the base, so you can get them to really move out and, you know, maybe have one leg leading while another one is trailing. And the same with the back legs. They have the exact same amount of posability. And the tail is on a ball joint. With articulation out of the way and being much better than the detail section, sizing is kind of weird because while this does scale with the typical 6-inch monsters, Vark is a relatively small kaiju, and I'll talk more about that here in a second. To begin though, here is Salunga, which is a monster that is shaped a lot like the Vark, and they actually do look really good next to each other. Kind of going back to what I was talking about in terms of the tail, this is what the Vark's tail is supposed to look like. It looks a lot more like this. So why they decided to go for the short one, I don't really know. Next up, I'll go for another Playmates figure, one that is a lot better than this guy in a few aspects. And that, of course, is the new Mothra figure. Came out in the same wave as the Vark. They look really good next to each other. They're both very blue. Mothra here has a few issues of her own, but I definitely think this mouth here is a lot worse. And I'm glad that Playmates also made a Mothra figure available to the public regularly without not making it a pack exclusive set. So, thank you, Playmates. And just as kind of like a joke size comparison, here is Titanus Doug. This is also from Playmates. It came in a 2-pack with Suko. Realistically, Doug would be much bigger compared to the Vark anyway. I'm pretty sure Doug would like be to what the Vark is to this figure to the actual Vark, if that makes any sense. Kind of weird that we have a kaiju that is technically a lot bigger compared to one that is technically a lot smaller, but it is what it is. That is going to conclude my review of this figure. There is a few things that are quite wrong with it, like the mouth, for example, is just bleh. But overall, I do think that Playmates making a Vark figure is really cool. It opens up a lot of doors for what they could possibly do in the future with the line. I would love to see some comic book figures, and Amulet would be amazing. And overall, I'm really glad that they did do the species. I just wish they would have done it a lot better because this is definitely not Playmates' best outing, but it is what it is again. Thank you all for watching this review, and I will see you all in the next one.